In the shadow of the Great Plague, Isaac Newton left behind the bustling halls of Cambridge and returned to Woolsthorpe Manor, his family home nestled among the quiet fields of Lincolnshire. The world seemed suspended in uncertainty, yet within this solitude, Newton found rare opportunity for contemplation. Here, separated from the distractions and fears of the outside world, Newton embraced the silence. Each morning, he kindled a candle and prepared his desk, determined to explore the mysteries that had long occupied his mind.
Every question leads to another. What governs the movement of objects, both great and small?
Newton's intellect was restless. He pored over mathematics and natural philosophy, seeking to understand the forces behind motion. His sketches, filled with curves and vectors, mapped the hidden patterns found in nature's rhythms.
Could the same principles apply to a falling stone and the sweep of the stars?
The garden became his sanctuary and his laboratory. Amid the rustle of leaves and the song of distant birds, Newton observed the world with patient attention, searching for clues in the commonplace.
Why does the apple fall straight down? What unseen hand draws it earthward?
This quiet moment prompted a bold question. If gravity pulls the apple, does it also act on the moon? Newton began to consider whether a single, universal force governed both earthbound and celestial bodies. As darkness gathered outside, Newton's mind reached upward. He wondered why the moon did not simply fall to Earth, but circled steadily above. Was there a connection between the apple's descent and the moon's path?
If a stone is hurled, it falls in a curve. What if the moon is forever falling but never reaching us?
Newton's reflections took shape as equations simple, elegant, and profound. He realized that the force drawing the apple to the ground was of the same nature as that holding the moon in orbit. Terrestrial and heavenly motion, unified by a single law.
The same force for apples and for worlds.
The quiet hours at Woolsthorpe allowed Newton to wrestle with doubt and refine his ideas. He tested each thought against observation, determined to discover universal principles.
For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The laws must be simple, yet explain all motion.
Newton's solitude yielded more than idle speculation. His work laid the foundation for the laws of motion and universal gravitation, crystallized years later in a treatise that would change science forever.
If my reasoning be sound, then all motion, earthly and celestial, may be explained by these laws.
From a quiet English manor in the midst of plague and uncertainty, Isaac Newton's reflections revealed a universe bound by order and governed by laws. His solitude and curiosity transformed simple observations into timeless discoveries, setting the stage for modern science and shaping our view of the cosmos. Night settles in Woolsthorpe Manor. By candlelight, Isaac Newton leans over his desk, the quiet scratch of his quill tracing arcs and vectors. Circles and lines fill parchment diagrams of orbits and falling bodies. Each page brings him closer to describing the invisible forces that shape the world. Newton organizes his notes, labeling them de motu corporum, on the motion of bodies. The steady ticking of a clock marks his careful revisions. Latin phrases and equations take shape under his hand. Through observation, motion reveals itself as governed by reason, and the patterns he uncovers become universal laws. Years pass. From 1666 to 1687, calendar pages fall in Newton's Cambridge study. Candles burn low, manuscripts accumulate, his attire changes. Rhythmic clock chimes echo decades spent refining his proofs. His principles unite the movements of planets and pebbles, connecting the heavens with the earth. In a print shop, Newton oversees the publication of Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica. Sheets roll from the press, the title page appearing beneath his approving gaze. 3 laws of motion and the law of universal gravitation step into history ideas once sketched by candlelight, now shaping the future of science. Later, Newton sits in the quiet glow, gazing at the apple tree outside his window. The world is still, his study filled with the hush of legacy. Generations will build on his discoveries, exploring nature through the laws he revealed. From a falling apple to the movement of worlds, Newton uncovered the order in nature, a foundation for modern physics. On screen, Sir Isaac Newton, 1643-1727, The Laws of Motion and Universal Gravitation.